So first things first, gentlemen, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. Yourself?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Not too bad. So before we get into the music, I would like to start in the beginning. And now you've known each other for quite a while. Do you remember your first impressions of each other?
Oh,
me and him.
That is such a great question.
I remember the first time I only vaguely knew him from other bands, and the guitarist in our band said, "Oh, we should get Jon to come and play bass." And I remember he came down to my house, and I opened the door, and it's just like this guy about 6'5". I opened the door to him, and I was like,
which is weird for an Asian.
This guy's so big. Like, I don't think he can be in the band. That was my first impression.
My first impression of him was years ago.
Careful now.
I got told he was really annoying, and then when I went down, and my first impression was, he's not that bad.
Oh, there you go.
He's not that bad.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that lie.
When you first kind of got to know who each other was, did you know you wanted to play together? Was that kind of...
Well, the thing is, we all came from other bands in like the kind of local scene, so we all kind of vaguely knew each other anyway. And I think when this one came together, we were just like, you know what, like let's cut the crap and let's just play. You know, we've all been in bands for years where you kind of get to a point and then, you know, people don't take it as seriously. And we just wanted to be in a band that was like, you know, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Let's not mess around.
We liked this. We liked that same music, didn't we? And it was kind of like, you know what, let's go for it.
It's like the music we're into is quite like a select style. So like there isn't a lot of people that listen to like super fast power pop. So we kind of had to do this.
That nobody's heard of.
Yeah. But it's good that you found each other then.
Yeah, lucky.
As a group. But well, getting into this music in the first place is already an interesting thing, because what kind of appeals you to this style of music?
It's just, I think it's the energy, man. For me personally, it's like I love like pop. I love catchy pop, but I also love the adrenaline of heavy music. And like with what we're doing with this, is like we've got the pace, which gives me my adrenaline, but then I like to sing like the cheesiest thing that you can get over it. You know what I mean? Like, I like that meld of the two. It's really
yeah, you get a lot of kind of garage rock bands and all this sort of stuff that play kind of similar stuff, but we like to have like a kind of pop sensibility with it, because you got to have, if your songs are really short, they've got to be catchy. If they're not, then it's, you know.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
So that's it. We learned that from Jay Reardard, if you've heard of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, like just don't waste any time. Just go out there and do it. You know?
Yeah, too right.
And is it almost like you don't want to toot your own horn? This is the song. It's kind of.
Sorry, I can't. Can you speak up? I can't actually. I'm deaf. So
no,
like,
but
if you.
my pronunciation and stuff.
No, it's not bad. I just can't hear.
It is.
I just can't hear.
No, but is it almost like you don't want to be wasteful? Like this is the song, and we don't want to.
Exactly.
Don't be bored. Like it's like if I go and watch a band. Sorry, I was just say if I go and watch a band, like, and yeah, there's a lot of good bands around, whatever. But I get bored with like songs so easy, and like not with everything. Don't be wrong. There's some stuff that can be 8 minutes long. I like a few Pink Floyd stuff, like or whatever. But like I just want to get to the point. Like I don't want to ever be bored. If I'm watching a band, I want it to be bang, bang, bang. Yeah. No stop, no drop in energy, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. You just want it to be really intense.
Yeah.
And did this idea kind of form once this band got together, or did you
I think the Ramones started the idea, didn't they?
Yeah. Like all our kind of peers started that idea. All the people that we kind of look up to, like the Ramones, like Jerry's, like all these sort of people, they were just no nonsense, you know. And like you either love it or you hate it. But that's kind of what we watched the Ramones It's Alive, which was the live record, and it's just untouchable. Like the way they came over and just smashed the Rainbow back in '77 or whatever, '78. It was just incredible, and I think that was like our benchmark for what we wanted to do.
No gaps between songs, just straight in. No chatting crap, just get on with it. It's so much more fun.
No, but one thing, what I kind of meant was, did you try like grunting vocals? Did you try all that stuff, and then I kind of.
Well, like tried out more ideas for stuff, or like the.
No, but before you do, because of playing fast, I mean, you can play grindcore, you can do anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, we all played in like different bands. Like I played in a punk band, but it wasn't this. Like this is the thing that separates this band to a lot of other stuff is the drumming style, because when you're playing that fast, it kind of captures people's attention. The biggest challenge we had was finding someone that could do that, because it ain't no joke. I mean, he's a drummer originally, and he recorded the drums started, but we didn't want to have a band where the singer's the drummer. It's just too much work, and it worked for some people, but I don't think for us. No. So we had to go and find a drummer that could do it. And once we did, we were like, this is it. This is all we want to play now.
Just fast with a catchy hook.
Yeah.
And that combination, I think, is just we love it. So.
Yeah.
What was the first song that you wrote once the drummer?
The first song that we wrote.
Well, you'd already written with our guitarist Will. Like these guys wrote a bunch of songs in a garage years ago. So like Wasted Days, Dreaming, Can't Be Mine. They were all written before. Like he drummed on it, and they were all the.
Oh yeah, the actual single on Spotify is me playing all of it except the guitar actually, and then but we've obviously re-recorded it all now with a proper band, which is how we want to do it, you know. And it's but yeah, it started off as a project in the garage, you know, like just wanting to play. Once we found that meld of that speed and that melody, and it went from there really, and got everyone involved. And
I mean, it was never really meant to be like this, was it? Like it kind of just took off a little bit from that. It was only meant to be like, let's go play some music that we love. Like, you know, that was it. There was no other intention really.
So it's the live performance, and especially
the live performance. You know, at the very first, before, like, because John was the first person we got involved when we first started, but even just before John, when we first started writing some songs, like it wasn't even going to be a band. We just wanted to write, just for fun, and to put an album out. Pay the money to get it printed on vinyl so I can put it on my goddamn wall and know that I did an album before I died.
And we still haven't managed it.
We still haven't done it yet, so it's like...
And he's going to die tomorrow, so we better hurry up.
But no, but it's turned, but you know, it's fun, and I'm glad it's turned into what it has, because we have our moments of hating each other, but we have a good time most of the time, don't we?
Have a good time all the time, Spinal Tap.
Well, let me ask you this then. What is one thing that over maybe the last year of playing together you've learned from each other?
From each other?
Yeah, either about life, about music, anything.
I can safely say I've learned nothing from these guys. No, patience.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, patience. You're squashing a van together. When you're put in a place like, especially in 2020, when you got all social media and all shit and TV, but when you're squashing a van for like 14 hours,
it can turn sour.
And all you can do is talk to each other. You, like, as much as it can turn sour, you become pretty good mates, and that's and you learn to deal, and you learn everyone's bad points, you learn everyone's good points, and that brings you closer. Go on.
And I think a lot of bands, like I'm not talking about all bands, but there's a lot of bands that kind of come together just to do the music and everything, and like that's great. I've been in bands like that before, but it's nice when you get on, you know, like I like it when I see a band that have kind of like, they're a unit, they're tight together, you know, and that's kind of what we want to strive to do.
I always found it weird when bands didn't do that, because I would assume that would affect kind of the chemistry on stage.
I mean, I think when it turns into like the money side of it, and people are looking for like, oh, I need a better musician. I mean, that's cool if that's what you want to do, but we kind of want to keep it a bit more real than that.
Yeah, we're just doing it for the love of it, honestly. I know it's cliche, but
it could fall apart tomorrow, and I'd still be happy with what we've done.
What did we say? We live for the pain of doing this. You know what I mean?
Like, misery junkies.
Yeah.
Because that's an interesting thought. Because one thing that's kind of I hear a lot is how difficult it is to kind of make it as a band, or at least.
I mean, I guess if you're talking about like commercial success, probably. But I don't think that's really what we were chasing when we started doing it. Like I remember, like when we first started, you said to me, like, if we could just play a venue with like 100 people in it and they all knew the words, like that would be enough.
That's a dream.
And it is. I mean, obviously it'd be great to go more, but like really that's what drove the band to start with.
If you can get a small enough like fan base of people who know your music and respect the music and love the band, and you can sell out, you know, like the tiny little venues, that to me, that's my dream. That's why, and anything more is a blessing. But you know, it's that's it really. You know, that's why we do it.
And then one thing about keeping it real as well is I heard you talking about recording and kind of you wanted to keep it as real as possible, but then people try to kind of smooth it out here.
Yeah, we have had a few moments like that. Yeah, we actually, the original demos that we recorded, which I recorded in a garage, and in my garage with Will, and they sounded, you know, a bit naff, but it was kind of, that's what we wanted.
It's kind of the charm. It's kind of like trying to like make it translate to like the kind of people that were outside of this sort of music, to tell them that the special thing about this music is the fact that it's raw.
Yeah.
As soon as you start taking that away, it just becomes any other rock band.
Yeah, because then you get this grid on these software programs, and everyone's like, you edit everything to a grid. The drums are all edited to a grid, you know, and people, you know, when you start a band like we did, you get people involved and they start to meddle saying, oh, we should make this perfect. And it's like, no, because the thing that makes it good is that it's not perfect.
Yeah. All
and
the best albums had mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like The Who's My Generation, like the drums are out of time. Yeah. But what, like no one's going to say that song's bad, are they? Like that's what makes it.
That's what music for me is. And don't get me wrong, there are some cool bands around that we love and that I respect, but generally I feel like rock and roll has become so like stale and like just it's just too nice. And so I just want it to be. Yeah. I want you to just play, and I want you to mess up. Yeah. Like, I want it to be that real, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's got to be. It's definitely.
Yeah, it's just so much better.
One thing I can imagine. Do you? What is the reception then? Because I can imagine a lot of people are looking for this kind of music as well.
Over here they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Over here they are definitely. Like Holland's been amazing to us.
We love it here, yeah.
Like, and the irony is, I grew up listening to a lot of like really early like Dutch punk and German punk and all this. So it's great to come. I have some of the best conversations with people over here about music. And you do get that in the UK, but the scene is a lot smaller. Over here, people just seem to live it. You know, they live their musical scene. And I like that.
And they'll come and watch your band even if they don't know you and appreciate it. Whereas like getting people to leave their house in England, I mean, I know it's quite a sweeping statement, but sometimes you do feel like it's a struggle.
It's hard enough to get me out of my house.
Yeah. We couldn't even get the bloody Eurosonic on time.
Yeah. But you mentioned the record, so I have to kind of go there. Will there be a record at some point?
Well, the record's been done for a while.
There's definitely a record coming, and it'll be May.
Basically around May time. Hopefully, we've basically just been building a little team of people because we don't want to work with people that are full of shit. We want to work with people who love the band, who love the music, and we're starting to find that with a few people now who we really respect, and they know who they are, and most of them were here at Eurosonic.
Yeah.
And, it feels right now, and we're going to hopefully get it out pretty damn soon.
we wanted to release it a long time ago.
We released it 3 years ago.
So it's been done for quite a while as well?
About a year, probably.
Like we've probably got another album's worth of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So there's definitely going to be another album after it. I mean, probably sounds like crap because we haven't released the first one.
Yeah.
This might be a weird, it's just a thought that spurred into my mind, but since the songs are fast, do you write fast as well? Is it kind of part of the course in a way?
You guys do knock them out quite quick when you're on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, I find like I always thought like that was sort of Tame Impala. They've got that album called Inner Speaker, and I read something about him saying how he named that album because he just hears songs in his head, and it's kind of like the same thing. I can relate to that. Like, just hear a thing in my head, and then just fucking get on that kit and just blast it out. And the simpler the better. Because as soon as you get you could have one chord, man. I mean, how many good one chord songs
all the best songs that are simple.
Man, you just get a hooky fucking sorry, I don't know how to swear, but you get a good hook over that, and it's just like all my favourite songs are like 2-3 chords with a good like hook. Don't be wrong, I like other shit as well, but like with what we
leave the noodle to Slayer.
Especially with the type of music you play, that sense of urgency, that immediacy in a way, that I suppose you have to kind of protect that.
Yeah, and we love that, man, because that's what keeps it exciting when you play, and when you record and when you write, because there's no bullshit. You're cutting all the bullshit. You're just going for it, and that is you can't really explain that feeling to somebody that doesn't know it or do it. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to give you something else to explain, and that's also very difficult because for me, not being a musician, what is it like then being on stage and being in that kind of...
When it's good, go on, what are you going to say?
It can either be the best or worst times of your life.
Because you love it so much, if you have a bad time, like say your equipment breaks or you feel like you played shit, you feel awful because you are so passionate about it, but when you have a good one, how do you explain how that feels?
And regardless of if you have a good one or a bad one, when you look back in like a few weeks, months, years, you're still glad you did it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Playing bad shows is all part of it.
And it comes back to what we were saying about like, I don't want to go and watch a band that has got so many backing tracks that they sound like their CD. I want to go and watch a band.
I don't want to hear anything that sounds like a CD.
Yeah, I want to watch a band that are going to start a song and fuck it up and then restart it. We almost did that the other night. You started that song fucking wrong. I was thinking, let's stop it and start again.
Just got to ride it out.
I mean, that's what real live music is, man. And there's not enough of it, I don't think. But
final question then, and I have to try. Do you have an album title?
Well, we're looking along the lines of doing it self-titled, just because a lot of the classic bands like the Ramones stuff, they did the same thing, and it's a nice statement, you know, like, and also it's the lazy way out, but like, no, I think a self-titled for the first one, and then we'll branch out.
If we make it to
the second album, will be called The Last Album.
Or Bad Nerves 2. Yeah, I do like it when people do that.
Bad Nerves Part Dirt.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us.